Let me ask you something simple, and I mean really simple. When it rains, who do you think is in control? Nature? Random chance? Cloud physics? Or something deeper that we've forgotten how to name? The ancient Maya had a name for it: Chaac. Now, before you picture a cartoon rain god throwing water from the sky, stop. That image won't help you here. Chaac wasn't a cute explanation for weather. He was fear, calculation, survival, and power, compressed into a single divine figure. And here's the first uncomfortable truth. Chaac did not bring rain. He allowed it. That distinction changes everything. Let me be honest with you. We don't fully understand Chaac. No one does. Most Maya texts were destroyed. What survived is fragmented, symbolic, and intentionally layered. The Maya didn't write to explain. They wrote to conceal. So if you're expecting clean answers, this is the wrong story. But if you're willing to sit with uncertainty, this gets interesting fast. Chaac is usually described as a rain god, but that label is misleading. He was also lightning, thunder, fertility, agriculture, time cycles, directional space, and quietly, political authority. Already, that should raise a red flag. In Maya cosmology, Chaac wasn't one god, he was four. Four Chaacs, each tied to a cardinal direction, each with a color, each governing a quadrant of the world: north, south, east, west. Sound familiar? In modern physics, we map forces through fields. In ancient myth, they mapped them through gods. Different symbols, same mental move. Now let's break a common assumption. Rain, for the Maya, was not a blessing by default. It was a negotiation. Too little rain, crops die. Too much rain, floods, rot, collapse. So Chaac wasn't benevolent or cruel. He was conditional. And that's important, because a conditional God reflects a conditional universe. Here's where I want you to lean in. The Maya didn't believe the world was stable. They believed it was managed, constantly on the edge of failure. Rain didn't fall because nature was kind. It fell because rituals were precise, calendars were aligned, and sacrifices were sufficient. If that sounds extreme, ask yourself this. How different is that from modern systems? We don't sacrifice blood anymore. We sacrifice time, labor, resources, attention, and we're told explicitly that if the system isn't fed correctly, it collapses. Different altar, same logic. Chaac is often shown holding an axe. That axe is lightning. Not metaphorical lightning, actual lightning. And lightning, scientifically speaking, is energy imbalance violently correcting itself. Think about that. An ancient god whose primary symbol is sudden electrical discharge from sky to earth. Again, coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe humans noticed patterns long before they had equations. Now picture this as a scene. A dense jungle, heavy air, crops cracking in dry soil, priests standing at the edge of a cenote, a natural sinkhole believed to be a gateway to the underworld, offerings lowered into dark water, not out of superstition, but desperation. Because without rain, the calendar stops making sense, and when time breaks, so does society. Here's something rarely said out loud. Chaac wasn't worshipped because people loved him. He was respected because people feared absence. Absence of rain, absence of order, absence of tomorrow. And fear is a powerful organizing tool. Now let's connect some dots across disciplines. In climatology, civilizations rise and fall around water control. In archaeology, drought correlates with Maya collapses. In mythology, Chaac grows angrier, more demanding, more fragmented over time. Chronology matters. Early Chaac is balanced. Later Chaac is volatile. That's not theology. That's historical pressure shaping belief. Gods evolve when environments destabilize. Let me say that again slowly. Gods evolve when environments destabilize. So the question isn't, did Chaac exist? The real question is, what kind of world requires a god like Chaac? And what kind of world are we building now? Because here's the taboo part. Modern society likes to believe it has outgrown rain gods, but when supply chains break, when climate shifts, when systems fail, watch how fast we start looking for control, blame, ritual, authority. We don't pray for rain, we pray for stability. Different words, same anxiety. Chaac didn't demand faith, he demanded alignment. Right time, right place, right offering. The Maya obsession with calendars wasn't abstract, it was survival math disguised as cosmology. If you get the timing wrong, the rain doesn't come, and if the rain doesn't come, nothing else matters. So before you dismiss Chaac as primitive mythology, try this instead. Study him as an early systems theory, a symbolic model for how fragile complex systems really are. And here's where I step back and draw my own boundary. I'm not saying Chaac was a misunderstood meteorologist. I'm not saying lightning is divine. And I'm definitely not saying sacrifices worked. What I am saying is this. The Maya understood something we often forget, that control is an illusion, that nature doesn't owe us consistency, and that survival depends on reading patterns, not denying them. So if you take anything from Chaac, let it be this. When rain falls, don't ask who sent it. Ask what conditions made it possible. And then ask yourself, honestly, who or what you believe controls those conditions today. That's where the real research begins.